Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. I have with me Mike. He's the owner of Sweeties Candies. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody. I don't even have to ask you what you do, but you got to tell everybody what you do.
We sell happiness one piece at a time, Carol.
Oh my God. So tell everybody a little bit about your store.
Well, we started over 65 years ago based out of Cleveland, Ohio. We're family owned and operated. About 8 years ago, me and my wife Dawn moved out to Arizona and realized there was nothing like what we had in Cleveland out here, so we decided to go all in and open up a candy store. We started at Chandler Boulevard in Alma School. We were 5,000 square foot, and now we've recently moved into our new location, which is 13,000 square feet. We have over 4,000 candy items from over 195 manufacturers from around the globe.
That is amazing. So you got to tell everybody. So again, you have things from the past, right? So you brought some things. Tell everybody a little bit about some of the different kinds of old candies that was around years ago.
Well, a lot of the things, that's what sets us apart from the rest. We specialize in a lot of the hard to find nostalgic items. So you can see some of the stuff that we have up here in the front. You know, items like Chuckles or Goldmine gum, or when you had the wax lips and stuff, you know, that you would get as a kid trick-or-treating. But how I have them showcased here on the table is these are some of the pack sizes that we do, like a 57 Chevy Bel Air. We'll call them candy cruisers. So we'll take all the nostalgic candies and pack them in there. We make grab bags from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Just the sky is the limit. We have all kinds of options with fun stuff.
It is amazing. So you just moved into an even bigger store, and you have more than just candy. You have also sodas as well?
Yes, so that was one of the biggest things. We moving into our new location, we needed to help offset, as you know, in Arizona, triple-digit temperatures. Chocolate sales kind of dips because they tend to melt very fast. So we thought, what better than to do? Let's branch into old-fashioned glass bottle pure cane sugar sodas. So like what we do with the candy, specializing in the nostalgic stuff, we do the same thing now with sodas. We carry over 350 different types of sodas, from your old school nostalgic stuff like the original knee-high grape that I'm sure you probably know from MASH, RC Cola, and then really crazy obscure fun stuff like baking soda and zombie brains, just all kinds of fun stuff. And our motto is, if it's not glass bottle and it doesn't have cane sugar in it, we don't want it.
Oh my God, but I also like that you also have that moon pie that you gotta have with your cola. That is just so awesome. What else do you got over there? Some of the things that are different that that they haven't thought about in a long time.
Well, Necco wafers, that's one of the oldest known candies to the United States of America. Since 1847, that's been around. You know, like I said, with Chuckles and Fun Dip, although when I was a kid, this was Lick-A-Made. It was basically just a candy powder in a pouch, but then they switched to Fun Dip because they made a candy stick where you lick it and dip it in the powder. It's just a lot of fun. Candy buttons, you know, Sugar Daddies, Tootsie Rolls, Nickel Nip wax bottles, Pez dispensers. We have a whole wall of Pez inside of the store with over 2,000 dispensers at any given time.
Sweeties Candies, it's Arizona's largest candy store. It's a blast from the past, and they have much more than candy.
If you pull a muscle or twist an ankle or damage a shoulder or elbow, it can put you out for weeks or more. You can't afford to miss that much time. Bruise, Strain, and Tear Repair is an herbal gel that absorbs through your skin to promote healing of tendons and ligaments and soft tissue damage. It relieves pain, improves flow to the region, and increases the rate at which reparative tissue is being made. It even works on old injuries and will keep the repair going as long as you keep applying it. No athlete should be without this stuff.
Welcome, everyone. This is Networking Arizona, and I'm Carol Blonder. And my next guest I have with me Carter Wilcoxon, and I also have Hi Stokes. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Carol. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and what you do. Listen up, everyone, because this is pretty cool.
Okay. My name is Hi Stokes. I've been in the financial arena for 30 plus years. And what I do is I help people resolve a lot of problems and issues. And I use a lot of different people to do this. I have a planning team. And what we do is we sit down with individuals, no matter what their situation is, and help them resolve what their issues are.
Well, I also know that you play a big part in this, Carter, so tell us a little bit about yourself, too.
Yeah, Carter Wilcox. I'm the founder of CSI Financial Group, and what our firm does is we're a national marketing organization that partners with trusted financial advisors like Hi Stokes, who happens to be here in Phoenix, Arizona area, and he works with a lot of the clientele that we have a lot of solutions for. So our collaborative team approach is, to High's point, is his ability to be able to tap into the things that we develop for him to ultimately help clients out with their solutions that they're trying to get to and through retirement.
Well, let's start at the beginning, okay? So I want to start about, let's clarifying what an estate plan is, because some people may not know.
Yeah, well, you know what, let's just talk about the word estate. What a lot of people don't know what estate means is everything you own. So it doesn't mean, you know, estate tax and people think about the same thing about estate plan, and they are misinformed. What they need to understand is that an estate is literally everything that they own. The plan of your estate is really what we do. So that's what estate planning in its most simple form needs to be understood. And a lot of clients need assistance in this arena, and they really just don't know where to go. So trusted advisors like High, who taps into our system that we're going to be talking a little bit more specifically about, gives him the ability to be able to help those clients in a very cost-effective and efficient manner.
So what I think people think about when it comes to estate planning is money. You know, do you have to be wealthy?
No, no, you don't. You know, that's a fallacy. People think you have to be worth tons of money. But as long as you have a house, a bank account, an IRA, or something like that, you do need an estate plan.
And well, so you mentioned estate plan. Can we go to what that really is? Because it's super, super cool what you guys have come up with. So let's talk about what that is real quickly. It's called an estate plan. Go ahead.
That's exactly right. And what we've really done with this is we have partnered with a company that has created software that allows us to really, what we say, leverage technology. So it allows us to be able to do what we call our 90 and 90 formula, that the estate plan is really that small e, where we take today's ability to electronically sign, which is a congressional ability to be able to do any type of tax preparation or life insurance or annuity preparation. You can e-sign a lot of things. We've just taken it down to the aspect of creating your estate planning documents that you can literally do from the comfort of your own home or from High's office and advisors like himself throughout the country.
Which I also want to just say that you also offer him to come along with it, which I know that people can go up on your website, they click a button, there's a video, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. So I wanted people to hear that because it's really so cool. But I also want to go back into people that, do they really need a will? Do they not really will? So let's go back on that too, because it all comes into then what they do on the estate plan, on the estate plan.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the most misunderstood or misinformed part of estate planning is that a lot of people think that when they have a will, they have done essentially avoid probate court. And really what they've done is given themselves a first-class ticket to probate court. Now, the problem with the will is the fact that when you have a will done, it's public knowledge to everybody. So it's really like taking all of your life and showing it to everybody that has the ability to contest it or anything, as opposed to being able to keep it private, which is really where the estate plan trust dynamics allow us to be able to eliminate that part. But most clients do not think that if they have a will, they really think that they're going to avoid probate, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So we educate the clients, and then our staff of attorneys be able to help them understand exactly why each one of these documents are so important and what role they each play.
Okay, so when you work with people, do you do a consultation with them? How does it work?
Yes, I do a consultation with them. And basically, what we have going is when they go to the website, they can test drive the system.
I love this.
And that is what's so cool about how we do it, because a lot of people say, they think we've got to pay these attorneys hundreds of dollars to put everything together, and
Thousands a lot of times.
Yeah, and they don't have to do that.
And also, I think they think it's complicated.
Right.
So tell them how easy you've made it.
Well, we've made it easy from the standpoint of you can go up on the website and you can watch a video, and if you need help, I can help you. And there's a way that they will contact me and I'm in a position to help them.
Okay, so tell them again how they can try basically before they buy. So go ahead.
Okay. You look at the video. When you get to the video, at the end of the video, there's a button to push. Try the plan.
Before you buy, yeah.
And basically it goes, it's like a little test drive.
Yes.
Okay, and what do they do? What they're going to see, obviously, a video of what it is. And then do they start putting information in, or how far does it take them before they then get in touch with you?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, Carol. It's really data entry. When I say we've leveraged technology, is in order to be able to have your estate planning documents done properly, you need to have the information of the clients. So they just walk you through step by step by step until you get to a section, which is the very last step, and we call our specific trust directives. And there's a lot of tables, and that's where High can be able to come in and use part of his team to help with the specific language that are within the documents that they're going to be needed to be able to make sure that all of your affairs are in order. And that's really, it's just that simple.
But also not just in order. What I'm getting from you too is it's that they're done properly, you know? And like I say before, I've said this before with you guys, there's documents, and then there's documents that work. You know, obviously you've made this awfully easy for everyone. It's very safe. You've also made that very clear too. But, and also that they are done correctly.
Exactly. With over 30 years of document preparation, and with it being in a situation with a lot of people don't understand today, they can put everything in the cloud. And this is part of our system where they can do this, where it's safe. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about when something happens to the last spouse, or they lose the document, because I've had seminars where I've asked questions and people will raise their hand and say, oh yeah, we know people that have lost the documents. Well, you can't lose these documents.
It is amazing what you've done. It's the wave of the future. And I think that the fact that you're on this at this time is such a great time, because there's a lot of people out there that are, they don't understand it, you know, because again, they're just not sure about that cloud kind of stuff. But there's so many reasons now that they say, yes, I can see why and how it works. And you're here also. Hi, you've been doing this for so long in the estate planning arena and the financial planning arena. But now you're a part of this. So anybody that's older like me that may not get it, you know, a little bit,
you're young.
We've got you, right? Is that in a sense, is that correct?
Yes, that's
So what would
correct.
be your final words today?
Well, I would say that the most important part about estate planning is the fact that for so many years, decades in fact, clients have not felt like they've had any control over what they want to have done. And what we've done is we've basically leveraged the technology to put clients completely in control, and they need to be navigated and steered in the proper direction, and you need an advisor to be able to do that. And that's exactly what we've done. We've simplified the entire process that enables the clients to have total control now to and through retirement.
As far as I'm concerned, we all don't have any excuses anymore. They've made it absolutely incredibly easy. It's an estate plan, and on top of that, you get High to go along with it. Check them out on their website, and also you might want to take a test drive, and then if you like it, you can buy it. Check them out on their website. It's something new. They do free consultations, and it's something really terrific for all of us. Do you all know what this is? I am so excited about bringing on my next guest because I've always wanted a business like this on my show. I have with me Leah Volpe Drobot, and she is the owner of Flight Attendant Prep Academy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. So I am Leah. I am the head instructor at Flight Attendant Prep Academy, also the owner of the school. Flight Attendant Prep Academy is a place where we train, prepare, and mold individuals into the perfect flight attendant candidate.
Well, I'll tell you something. There's a lot of people that would just love to get into this industry. Let's talk a bit about the classes and how long it takes to do. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's not too long.
No, not at all. So we host a class every 2 months. Our class normally is for 7 days, Monday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You graduate on Sunday, you receive your certificate of completion, and you start your career as a flight attendant.
That is amazing. So basically, a week, and how much money do these people make?
You know, they range on an average of $20 per hour, but the benefits are where it is.
Oh, let's talk about that.
So free flights, and that is for yourself as well as your spouse. Your parents fly for free, and then you also have a registered guest. And
That's amazing.
Can't forget those buddy passes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So I want to know how they go about getting registered.
Sure. So you can apply online to www.faprep.com, or you can call us at 480-599-1123, and you can speak to one of our coaches.
So they sign up, and the classes, what do you have? Certain ones that are strictly for people who are just getting involved with this, or do you even have refresher courses? What do you got on there?
So whether you're brand new and you don't know anything about the industry, we can help. So say you're wanting to become a flight attendant and you have tried applying online, or you just don't know where to start, we can help you from step one all the way till you get your wings with the airline. We help you with resumes. We help you with airline applications. We help you from the moment you step in till you're flying the friendly skies.
Wow. And so what about, so somebody wants to have a refresher course, can they also go there?
They can always come in and take our course, but it's usually for people who are aspiring flight attendants. And
Sure. And so when people do your classes, they come in, they have to go into to do it. That's not done online.
Right. We prefer, I mean, we do have an online course, but we do prefer that you do it in person. We also have airline recruiters that come in. So airlines actually come in and they pick our students right out of the classroom.
Wow. So basically what happens is that you actually help them not only with, obviously getting their certificate is what
Right.
they get. And then after that, you actually help them with writing a resume. But you even have people that can help them get a job?
Yes. And
Yeah.
so we have a 90% career placement.
Wow.
And so unlimited coaching until you get on with the airlines. And so we've helped a lot of individuals who are aspiring flight attendants.
So, okay, who can come and do this? I mean, we always thought that it had to be a certain type of a person, but that's
Right.
quite different now.
It's changed, absolutely,
And it's
right?
both for men and women as well.
That's correct.
I know for
So,
sure.
Absolutely. So 19 years old. And so some of the regionals start at 19 years old. You can come in if you have a high school diploma, GED, and then 2 years of customer service, you can attend our program.
Wow, so all they need is a high school GED.
That's right.
And then when you say 2 years of customer service, where did they get that?
That would be in their previous work experience, and that
Okay.
would be face-to-face type of experience.
Okay, and so people come in from all over, because how many places do we have like this here in Arizona?
Right, we are the only one.
Exactly, I knew that.
We are the only flight attendant school in Arizona. People come from all over the United States.
I
and
bet.
They can come and stay in our hotel if they're from out of state. They can stay in a partnership hotel that we have specifically joined with so that they can come over to our program. They're not even a mile down the road.
Oh, wow,
So-
that's awesome. So on your website, do you have a list of all of the classes and what you offer and what it takes to do? It sounds so simple. I think I want to do it.
Right. So we have our class schedule listed on our website, and then you can always call us anytime, Monday through Sunday. We're available, and we are just excited to start our next class.
Oh my God, when is the next class again?
October 15th.
Wow, so it's right around the corner.
Right around
now,
the corner.
I know you have a couple of specials too that you're offering. What are you offering for everybody?
So just mention Channel 7 or in Networking Arizona, you'll get a special discount off your tuition.
Wow. So, and all they have to do is they give you a call and they can, do you do like a consultation with them, or does it matter what kind of person? I mean, do you look for something in a type of person or anything like that?
We only accept 10 students per class.
Okay.
And so we make sure that we are screening everybody, and we want to make sure that you're a good fit for the program and that we make you the best individual for the airlines.
Where are you located?
We're located in North Scottsdale.
Okay,
off the
so that's-
Raintree and 101 Freeway.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, and if you don't even live here, you can actually stay at one of your hotels.
That's right.
That's amazing.
All included.
So I want to go through some of the classes and because I know that there were some things on the radio that we were talking about when you were there that you wanted to get out, and I wanted to go over some of those things.
Sure.
So in the classes, what would be some of the things that they're learning that they might be interested in that you want to talk about?
Sure. So it's basically Flight Attendant 101. You're going to learn airport codes, military time zones, airline lingo. It's basically, like
How
I said,
much
Flight
fun
Attendant
is it?
101. It's great.
Because
It's
it
a
looks like
lot
they
of
have it fun.
It's one of the best careers. You know, once you start that, you can't go back to an office job. You can't go back to 9 to 5.
I bet you.
People have tried to do it, and they miss flying.
And usually you said your turnaround time is what again?
4 weeks, and they're starting their flight attendant
4
career.
weeks, and they make pretty darn good money on top of that.
They do. And like I said, the benefits.
And the benefits are incredible. So what would be some of the things that you want to tell them out there that they need to know before they even, decide to call you?
If you're looking to jumpstart your flight attendant career, we are here for you, and we can help you from that step all the way till you getting your wings with the airline. And so a lot of people are just curious, or they just don't know where to start. We're here for you.
Absolutely. I think that's really an important thing that people need to know. And you can start at age 19. What's the highest age you go to?
Carol, there is not an age limit at all.
Oh, really? People think there is.
No. And the average age of a flight attendant is 43 years old.
Oh, I would never have thought that. I would have
43
thought younger. So that's
43.
really cool. And it doesn't matter. You should have a pleasant personality at least.
That's right.
That might be something that's really important.
That's right.
This is so cool. You know what? It's a great opportunity for a lot of people out there. You could be 19 years old. You have a GED. That's all you need with that little bit of work experience, which they can talk to you about. And you said within a week, you're going to get your wings and you're off to getting a job. They help you from the beginning all the way to the end. You got to check them out. They got a special that they're running for everybody, and it's just awesome. So many people out there might be interested in doing something like this, and you can come in from anywhere you want because you can stay in their hotel too. This is Networking Arizona, and I'm Carol Blonder, and with me is Marjorie Desmond, and she's the owner of Desmond Law. Now that the kids are back to going to school, what should the parents now be thinking about?
Well, now that the kids are occupied, we think of so many ways to protect our children. One of the things that a lot of times people don't really think about is what would happen to their kids if they weren't around. And no one likes to think about that possibility. But that's one of the reasons that I went into estate planning law. I was the PTO president of a K-8 school, and during the time that I was on the board there, we had 8 parents of school-age children pass away. And
it's terrible.
It is just a terrible thing, and that's why I want to make sure that parents make sure that they have an estate plan in place and that they have guardians set up for their children should something happen to them.
So what is the most important thing that they do? Obviously, they call you and they talk to you. Do you do a consultation with them?
Well, what I do is I send them an initial questionnaire for them to fill out with their factual information, and then I do an initial consultation where I can determine, based on what their needs are and what their priorities are and what their concerns are, what would be the best estate planning plan for them.
And now, when it comes to estate planning, a lot of people think that it's all about money. You know, do you have to have a certain amount of money to do that?
You know, you really don't. It's not so much about tax planning anymore, unless you have, you know, more than $5 million, which, you know, most of us don't. And really so much anymore, it's just about making sure documents are in place to protect you. Should something medically happen to you and you need people to make financial decisions for you and medical decisions for you, and to protect your family, to make sure that your family's not tied up in a costly and lengthy litigation process called probate.
Sure. Now, you know, I think what you have brought up is a really good point. A lot of people out there, when you have children, you have to think, what happens if something happens to me? And people don't think about that. So I'm glad that you brought that up. What would be your words that you'd want to tell them real quickly right now?
I would say it's really not as painful a process as people, you know, must think that it is. That once you get to the point where you're meeting with an estate planning attorney, really the estate planning attorney will guide you through the process and help you get the documents set up. And once you've got that done, then you can just breathe a deep sigh of relief and know that you have a contingency plan. It's like having insurance.
You know, she does a consultation. It's really important, especially if you have children. Don't put your head in the sand. And this is a great time for you to make sure that you're protected and they're protected as well. Check her out on her website. You want to go there. She does a free consultation for everybody, and she can help you be more at ease. People who love jewelry and who love making jewelry are going to love this next segment. I have with me Sandy, and she's the owner of My Carol Ann Artesian Jewelry. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you, Carol. I'm so excited to be here today. My primary occupation is teaching classes. I love to teach others how to make all the beautiful jewelry that I love to wear. And I started at a very young age and have gone through all the processes and all the classes of learning all of these different techniques. And now I'm so interested in teaching all of these techniques to others.
I love that you do that. So are your pieces, are they offered in boutiques?
I do. I have one boutique. It's called Inspired D on Fifth Avenue in Scottsdale. I am interested in two others that I'm talking to, possibly. Right now, they are the only one, but I do also have my website, mycarolann.com. So you can go to either place and find out either about my classes or about my jewelry.
I want to talk about the classes. So you teach this.
Yes.
Where do you teach them?
I have 4 classes, one on each of the 4 Saturdays in a month. The first Saturday I teach in Scottsdale at the Hobby Lobby on Talking Stick Road. The second Saturday is in Avondale, also at the Hobby Lobby on West McDowell. The third class is at Fuddruckers on I-17 in Dunlap.
That's a fun place to have one.
Oh, yes. It's a little loud, but we get along. The fourth is in my church, and I'm a member of the Shepherd of the Valley United Methodist Church on Cactus, 31st Avenue and Cactus, and now, that's the 4th Saturday.
That's neat. This is really neat. So look, can they get that information off of your website?
Yes.
Okay, so now I want to talk about the style of your teaching and what you do.
I have several different styles, as you can see I have lined up here. I teach wire wrapping, which is covering your cabochon with wire and wrapping it up. I also have wire weaving, which is putting beads around a cabochon and accenting it and bringing it out and putting it together. And I also do just plain beading, just learning to put beads together, either with or without wire. And this is my giveaway.
It's
Anyone
stunning.
who would like to be a part of the giveaway can go to my website, send me an email with our Contact Us page. Their email will be added to the list and their name will be drawn.
Well, I got to tell you something, whether you want to wear it just to have it or whether you want to learn how to make it, I know myself, I started learning how to bead, and it's wonderful. It's almost therapeutic.
It is.
So it's really awesome. You can check out all of where she teaches, all the classes on her website, and maybe you even want to just buy one for yourself. Maybe it's for you or maybe it's for someone that you know. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue networking with everyone out there. I have with me Frank Merlot, and he has been on my show, my radio show, a long time ago. You are the author of Robin Hood Lies. It's the socialist take from the rich and give to the poor until everyone is equally poor. And oh gosh, just go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about it. I am so excited to have you back with me.
I'm excited to be here. I've been on about 50 radio stations, and yours is one of the best. I enjoy it so much. I was on a Canadian one with a gentleman named Bill Maher for about 50 minutes. And he interviewed me while I was on my patio, and it was about 115 degrees several years ago. And at the end of the interview, he said, you know, Frank, I got to tell you, some of us up in Canada are we're kind of socialists. And I said, Bill, you know, being a little socialist is a lot like being a little pregnant. And he said, Frank, he started laughing, and then he caught himself and he said, I think we're done with the interview. But it was a good interview. It was very competitive, but very good.
So let's talk. Why did you write the book?
I started writing it right out of college about 40 years ago, and then I put it on a shelf because I got busy with children and children. And one of my neighbors' daughter was going away to a school in California, I call the left coast. And she said, you know, I'm a socialist. And I said, really? Tell me, why are you socialist? And she started telling me why. And I said, do you know the history of socialism? I started telling her, and she didn't believe me. Because since she was in kindergarten, people were telling her socialism is a good thing, capitalism is evil. When you watch movies, you'll see it, movies where the capitalist is always the evil capitalist, and the socialist character is always the nice person. So I wrote about 16 different people I've met throughout my life that are really good capitalists that I enjoyed meeting. Some of them are actually liberals, some of them are conservative, but they're good capitalists. They've failed in business, they worked real hard. And that's what the whole book is about. And it's a good book. I've had book signings down in Tucson, and I sold a couple hundred books.
Unbelievable. Which
was a story in itself. I got the books in a hurry because it was right before the election, and I wanted to have them out. And I went down there with 2 books and sold 200. People brought, you know, hundreds of books that they had written and they'd say, oh, I sold 11 books today. And I, with 2 books, sold 200 and had to mail them out. Anyway, I wrote it because I worried about what's going to happen to my children and my grandchildren.
Okay.
We have a New York Congress who won the primary, this lady, I can't even think of her name now, but Cortez. And she says she's a Democrat socialist. And there's no such thing as a Democrat socialist. You're either a socialist or you're not. But I have a new book that I'm writing, and I'm going to be done this year. The end of the year is my goal. And it's called Socialism Works as an Oxymoron. And basically, it's a history starting with Darwin. Darwin was the basis of Marx. I don't know if you knew this.
No, I mean, when you talk, it's a whole history.
It is a good history. Anyway, Darwin was the reason that Marx, he said this survival of the fittest, he read the Origin Species, and he said, that's the problem with capitalism. He says, capitalists take all the oxygen out of because of the high end of the food chain. And that was his whole basis for socialism. And ever since then, there's been a group of people that have been promoting it. And I just feel it's really important that our kids learn about socialism. They're not learning it in school.
Okay, so I think if I remember correctly, when we were on the radio, we kind of talked a little bit about who this book, this one right now, the book is not out yet, who this book is for. And if I remember correctly, you kind of said high school students.
It is.
Am I right? If I'm remembering?
I'd like to have every parent that believes in America and what made us the greatest nation on earth to give this to their children before they go away to the socialist indoctrination camps. And unfortunately, that's what 90% of our universities are anymore. And I think if they read it and they go there, they'll be able to at least have an argument. The problem is they're not even allowed to argue, so that's not fair. Because of political correctness, either you're left-leaning or you're not. When my daughter went to college, or when I went to college, I knew they were socialists. I knew they were, and I was kind of liberal at the time, and so I would have debates.
Can you be kind of liberal?
Yes, you can be kind of liberal, you can be kind of conservative, but you can't be kind of socialist, because it's all or nothing. Do you see all the people at BLM and all the people that are fighting right now in the streets? And it's because they don't want to hear any part of the other argument. It started with political correctness, I started to tell you. Political correctness would tell them, the professors knew we can't win the argument on debate, so we're going to just stop the debate, which is so anti-university.
Now, you can get this book at Amazon and also on Barnes & Noble as well, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about something that's very important, especially to me. I'm an entrepreneur, okay? And chapter 18, I believe it is, talks about that. And why was that chapter important to you?
That's a great question, but tell me more what your question is. I'm not sure if I understand it.
Well, because you are asking about, you talking about entrepreneurs. Why is entrepreneurs, and why does it correlate with the book?
Well, I think people are taught not to compete. I mean, since kindergarten, you're supposed to share, and when you get into grade school, you're not supposed to know the difference between an A and a C. So, and entrepreneurs are people that try hard to do their best. You're one, I'm sure. But you're not taught that in university anymore, that you're the bad person. You don't know it yet, but and so am I. People that want to do better, that means they think it's a zero-sum game in economics, and it's not. Bill Gates is a billionaire. They think there must be poor people that have lost all their money for him to be a billionaire. The truth is he created wealth by creating a whole new industry, and that's what capitalism does. It actually expands the middle class.
I also want to talk about another part of the book.
Okay, good.
You've got also in there about God and quantum physics, and how does that correlate with all of this?
I'm glad you asked.
I wish we had an hour, but go ahead.
Well, if you take a nucleus of an atom and you have an electron spinning around it, it goes so fast that it turns into it looks like a sphere, but it's not. It's just an electric charge and a neutral charge in the middle. If you took that and you were the neutron at 5'5", your electron would be somewhere over Dallas, spinning so fast that it becomes a sphere. And when you think about quantum physics, you think there has to be a God. And people, most of the physics, like I just read an article, I can't think of the name of the doctor, but he's a doctor of physics, and he said that the more we learn, the more he realized there must be something else that made this universe. There's a Big Bang theory, and for the longest time, Einstein didn't want to believe in it, and he believed in the universe always was. It's called a static. And then when they finally in the 50s heard a signal from the center of where the Big Bang was, they realized there was a Big Bang. The Big Bang says in the beginning there was something, and it exploded. And every law of physics, the second law of thermodynamics, says the law is nothing in the world is coming together, everything is expanding. So if you have everything and it goes against the laws of physics, then there must have been a beginning.
Absolutely. Frank, you tell them now out there why you want everybody, especially the children, not young, but the teens out there and the people that are in college, to read this book. Go ahead, less than a minute.
Okay, I want to make sure that people read this book because I want them to know that there's more to life than just sharing and caring. There's also being competitive, being an entrepreneur. Making money is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And that if they go to college, I want them to know the other side of the arguments. They're going to hear so much stuff, and they're going to come back and they want to be part of the group, but they need to know that this is something very important in life.
And you have your new book coming out when? Well,
by the end of the year, I'm planning on having it done.
Oh, that'll be so awesome.
It's a good book.
This book is called The Robin Hood Lies. It's the socialist take from the rich and give to the poor until everyone is equally poor. Anyone with a job is considered rich. Well, I don't know about that. I know I made myself a job, but I'm certainly not rich. You got to check it out. It is on either Amazon.com or also BarnesandNoble.com.
You know how important it is to warm up and stretch out your muscles before you begin running, jumping, and swinging a racket. Well, Muscle Honey is a blend of herbs designed to increase the blood flow, lymphatic flow, and flexibility of muscles so that you smoothly transition into activity. What's more, it contains pain-relieving herbs to help you push through boundaries and herbs to keep you from cramping up during periods of high output. It's not greasy or smelly, and if you rub it on all over, your muscles will be supple and pain-free for hours. Now that's a competitive edge.
This is Networking Arizona, and I'm your host, Carol Blonder. I have with me Solar Sandy. Solar Sandy, you have been on a mission since I met you a couple of years ago. I say that every single time.
And I still am on a mission,
Absolutely.
Carol.
As a matter of fact, you say you're a grandma on a mission, and I always say I never had a grandma look like you.
Grandma fights about power companies lose, and the reason I say that so much, Carol, is we all have a power bill, and our power bills have gone up so significantly this year. People are wondering, how can they save money on their bill? Turning the thermostat up to 90, 95 degrees is not going to work this year. Second of all, it's not good for your health. So PYOP, produce your own power and pay less for it. A lot of people before now never really considered it. They probably know a neighbor or a friend or a family member that has it, but their bills were probably manageable up until this point. Now our costs of our power are getting to the point where it's not affordable, especially during these hot months that we're having. Carol, we've seen bills that were $250 go over $500 this year. We're seeing $300-400 bills going on upwards of $600 and $700 this year. Why? There's been rate changes. Not only rate changes, but there was an increase that was approved by APS last August 19th. And now these new rate plans that went into effect May 1st, people are seeing them impact a bill that no matter how high it goes, we have to pay it. And they're wondering, oh my gosh, how can I continue like this year after year? And it's why I got into doing this. My daughter called me, it's 5 years now, and her bill was over $500. And she lives in a little tiny house. At the time, she only had 2 grandbabies, 2 children. My 2 grandbabies, now she has 3. And when I saw her bill and saw that she was paying 47 cents per kilowatt, plus fees, taxes, and surcharges, I said, if this is what it costs now, what will it be 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now? And I said, she's never going to be able to afford this. She can't afford this bill now. How will she afford it when they continue to increase the costs? And APS and SRP, just because they've just had an increase, that will not be the last of the power increases here in Arizona or anywhere else for that matter. They will continue to increase the rates.
Well, you've been talking a lot about PYOP. So tell them what PYOP means.
Produce your own power and pay less for it. Literally now, your panels are going to produce the kilowatts that you need, and so that you are no longer buying kilowatts or the majority of your kilowatts from the power company. Those fees and taxes and surcharges, a lot of them are going to go off of your bill. And especially with APS and SRP has this thing called demand. APS between 3 and 8 p.m. at $17.44. SRP, July and August, people saw their bills going up dramatically, and SRP, $34.19 per kilowatt during that demand period of time. So it's not just anymore about putting solar panels on your home. It is having the right person sit down with you and do a rate plan review, making sure you're doing smart energy management. It's another feature that I use in combination with the solar panels, and a lot of people are not aware of this, but you'll be able to live more comfortably in your home and get rid of those fees, and those huge fees, $34.19 per kilowatt and $17.44. They're managed by the smart energy management. Carol, the other reason to do this now is the federal tax incentive and the state tax incentive incentive is still in place through 2019, but after 2019, the federal tax incentive that most people are eligible for, and that's usually over $10,000 from federal and $1,000 for the state, that's going to start diminishing after 2019 till eventually it's no longer available. So now is the time to sit down, fill out your kilowatt worksheet. It's really simple, looking at how much power you've used over the last 12 months. If you haven't lived in your home for 12 months, there's a formula that I can utilize and do a custom system for your specific home. It's not about a cookie cutter system like there's a lot of people doing out there. They're looking at, oh, your square footage, you need this. No, I sit down with my families and my households to find out exactly what their power needs are. I share with them tips and techniques to even lower their energy usage that will save them even more. It's about the maximum savings and the maximum benefits of PYOP, produce your own power and pay less for it.
Talk about the kilowatt worksheets.
The kilowatt worksheet basically is real simple. You go on my website and fill it out. It only takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It's the kilowatts that you've used each individual month. Is showing me a summer month, so it's those summer months, so I know how much power you're going to need. Your day and your nighttime power, and a little smidge extra so you can live more comfortably in your house. And again, our power costs are never going to go down if we stay with the electric companies, the power companies. They will continue to raise rates year after year after year. And if by producing your own power, it works out to being about between 7 and 8 cents per kilowatt that you're now paying for your own power. And I invite our viewers to go look on APS's or SRP's website. There is no rate plan, either APS or SRP, that offers power at 7 to 8 cents guaranteed for the next 25 years, Carol. This is the only way to ensure that you know what you're paying for a bill that you will always continue to pay. It's an essential, it's a necessity in our lives.
And you can help almost anyone. I mean, we've said this before. Listen, let me say this. Maybe you are renting. If you know your landlord, she can help you. You can help almost anyone.
Townhouses, condominiums. There's no HOA that can, by law, say no. And when I say by law, there's been HOAs that have told people, oh no, you can't have solar. That is against the law in actuality for them to tell people that they can't. So it was passed into law. HOAs are not allowed by law to refuse anybody from going solar. They can tell you what color to paint your house or where to put your garbage can, but they cannot prohibit you from putting solar on your roof and saving money on your electric bill.
You also do a free, no obligation, free consultation, and you come to everyone, and you love to give them a little bit of a
doesn't matter
incentive.
what power company that you're with. I can help you PYOP, and my incentive is to all of my families. It's my way of saying thank you to them after they're installed. People have seen their bills increase so significantly this year. I offered it before, but I'm continuing to $250 at install to put towards paying off that last high power bill. And no, from that point on, you're not going to see increases to that bill. You'll know exactly what you're paying for the next 25 years for your power. It's locked in. The power companies can raise rates, and it won't affect you any longer.
And tell them real quickly what makes you different than some of the other people out there.
Carol, when I was helping my daughter go solar, I found that some people weren't able to answer the questions to my standards. And so I was the one for my daughter that did the reading and did the research and really understood how this all fit together. There's a lot of moving parts in this. It's not just about putting solar panels up on your roof anymore. It's about making sure that you're on the right rate plan, that you know tips and techniques that could actually save you even more by going solar. So I've gone that extra mile from my households, my family's households, to really bring them the best updated information and knowledge so that they can be comfortable in knowing the only thing that they will not have to worry about anymore is their power bill is going up. They will be able to live more comfortably in their home, and they're producing their own power, and they are paying less for it, much, much less.
Well, we've said this before on the radio, but now you're doing television and you're all over the place now because you are on this mission. If you have heard Solar Sandy before and you've questioned yourself whether this is right, or give her a call, talk to her, because it changes all the time. All sorts of things are going on.
Yes.
Also, you know, even if you haven't heard Solar Sandy, give her a call because she's going to show you how she can save you money on a bill that you're already paying way too much money on. Solar Sandy has helped so many people. I've known you for the last couple of years. She has been on a mission and she's not stopping. And she's going to show you how you can save money on a bill that you're already paying way too much money for. You can go up on her website. It's AskSolarSandy.com. Fill out that kilowatt worksheet, and she's going to help you save money on a bill that you're already paying way too much money on. Check her out on her website. It's AskSolarSandy.com. Networking, it makes a difference. Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Charles Matthews, and he's with Trinity Investments USA, LLC. Welcome to the show. You tell people that you put money in people's pockets.
I do.
Tell us about what you do.
Well, I buy unwanted real estate, houses, land, etc. And quick cash, quick close, and
what I love about you, with everything you do, it's all about cash.
It is.
Cash is king. We've said that so many times. So you buy either people's homes, and usually, what kind of condition are they in?
They vary in ranges, but I kind of specialize in, believe it or not, hoarder houses.
Really?
I do.
Wow. So what made you get into hoarder houses?
It's funny you should ask. Believe it or not, my mother was a hoarder.
Okay.
So I understand that. I understand it very well. Yes, maybe God was prepping me for this at a very young age. So I've learned to come up with the resources, and I have the patience and the wherewithal and I understand the situation very well. So
there must be a very big difference between when you buy a house, even that you're just buying, that you'll do anyway, I'm sure. Any house.
Yes, any property.
I want to make that very clear. Yes. But that you specialize in the houses that you probably think wouldn't even be able to be sold in the first place.
Yeah, a lot of people are very embarrassed by the situation. Hoarders, they're so overwhelmed. And the people that have to care for these people, they walk into these situations, they're thrust into these situations. And it's just overwhelming, and it's like, where do you begin? What do we do? And it's like, I don't want to deal with this.
So wait, I want to make this clear. When you are buying the house, do you buy it before that, when they know that you go in there and it's already a hoarder house, and you take care of all cleaning it up and taking care of all that part of it, or do they have to first clean it up? And how does that work?
I will buy it all lock, stock, and barrel.
There you go. All lock, stock, and barrel. So you take care. You say, listen, don't worry about a thing. I will take care of this house for you. Here's your cash. You go off and do whatever you need to do. We take care of it.
Right.
That's awesome.
And and a lot of people are afraid of, well, I've got something in there that's really important. I don't know where it is, but I know what's in there.
Yeah.
And it tends to be a common scenario between
What happens
hoarders.
with that?
Well, I find if they're looking for a particular item,
how'd you find it?
I will find it. Oh, I go through the stuff.
Wow.
I have the resources to take care of it, and I'll go through this, and I will give them their stuff if it's there.
Oh, wow, that's really neat. Actually, that's a beautiful thing that you do.
It is.
It really is. Yeah. So what about land? You'll also buy land? What kind of land?
I'll do...
There's not hoarder land out there, is there? Or there might be.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is that?
In my other business where I buy unwanted vehicles, people will have vehicles and RVs and galore, and
so you buy that land.
I'll buy that land, vehicles, motorhomes, RVs, all.
And you take care of everything. Wow. And again, it's cash.
Cash.
Wow. So do you do
cash.
This? Very quick. And you also are helping people.
I am. I'm solving their real estate challenges.
Well, I think you're doing a lot more than that. You're not just solving their real estate challenge, but you're also helping the neighborhood.
Helping the neighborhood.
Which is super cool of you to be doing. Now, are you valley-wide? Does it matter where the houses are?
I will do it statewide.
Statewide,
Yeah.
okay.
And I can purchase real estate out of state as well. It just takes a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have inherited a piece of property from a family member out of state, they don't have to deal with it. They can call me. Let's sit down. Let's have a discussion.
So I was just going to ask you. So what do you do when you're going through people's homes now and they have all their stuff in there?
Right.
Do you have to be licensed, bonded, or how does that work?
No, I don't have to be licensed, bonded, insured, and I do not have a real estate license.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just have the cash.
I have the cash, and they're going to deal with me from first phone call all the way through close.
So
I'm not
why
gonna
should
hand
somebody call somebody like you?
Well, because I will listen to their situation. Usually it's just a matter of just listening to what their needs are.
I'll tell you something, what you do is you help people a lot. Not only does he give you cash, and cash is king, he's going to help you clean up your own issues with your home and get rid of that, as well as he's going to clean up the neighborhood, and he does it statewide as well. Welcome back. Who doesn't love diamonds? I have with me Indra Draveri. I also have Mario Lechuga, and they're with AMI Diamonds. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody what sets AMI Diamonds apart from anybody else out there.
Thank you. We guarantee everything wholesale, below wholesale prices for all the jewelry we have, always. So people save 60 to 80% off walking in our store. We also do all custom jewelry. Mario here, he has been doing for 50 years all the jewelry, and he makes a custom jewelry. I'll let him talk a little bit about that. We also do the watch repairs, and we can do all the fine watch repairs, including Rolex and other watches as well. And I'll let him talk, and then we'll talk some other issues.
You know, you brought some beautiful things here. So let's talk a little bit about what you have and some of the things that are different that you carry at AMI Diamonds.
Carol, thanks for having us back again. It's a pleasure to see you. I've been in the business for nearly 50 years, and I want to invite the public to bring their jewelry so I can inspect it, so I can show my experience and point out what the jewelry needs. I do repair on all kinds of jewelry. I do repair on jewelry that other jewelry stores don't want to touch. They have like Native American silver jewelry or gold jewelry that other jewelers don't want to bring it over to us, and we will resolve the problem.
You know what? I also know that you have something special that you do, you know, when you buy your diamonds. Right. And you said to me before the show that diamonds are an investment now. It's not just for girls anymore, just to get for getting married or what have you. They're definitely an investment. Go ahead.
That is correct. Today, the manufacturers, the diamond cutters, have become much more sophisticated, where Belgium, Israel, India, they all machine cut diamonds, so they all can get excellent, very good quality, which Sotheby's, Christie, auction houses like that kind of material also. We do sell all those diamonds below wholesale, guaranteed. So at that prices, it truly becomes investment. People can diversify their portfolio and supportable wealth.
It's absolutely phenomenal. Yes. Some of the top beautiful things that you have, real quickly, because we have less than a minute, that you might want to show, that would be one of the different colored diamonds that you have.
Yes. I have here a blue diamond. It's a GIS certified. Now that diamond, they just sold one blue diamond for $140 million, only 8.5 carat. It was a vivid blue. This is fancy light. So I have been specializing in fancy colored diamonds for the last 33 years in the Valley. So we have expertise. We have a fantastic team, myself, Mario, Mo, who is not here, he does all the watches. So we have one of the best team in the Valley.
And you know what? It's wholesale to the public. So you got to check them out. You can go up on their website and check them out and get something special for yourself or for your investments. Well, that's the end of another show. Would you like to get yourself on Networking Arizona? I've had all sorts of people on, like doctors, lawyers, authors. All you have to do is give me 6 to 8 questions about what you do, and I conduct the interview right from there. I'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Carol Blonder with Networking Arizona.